How y'all doing today? Hello, YouTube. How you doing? I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. Who are we talking about? Donald J. Trump. Yes, Donald Trump is who we're talking about. Y'all king. That's your king. That's not my queen, my king. But anyway, we're discussing Donald Trump today. A lot is going on. We're going to discuss Governor Newsom, VP Kamala Harris, more that Trump is doing, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, VP Kamala Harris, and that the California Highway Patrol will be protecting her because Donnie is such a jealous hater and jealous that her book is going to outsell his. So Donnie has taken away her Secret Service. We're going to be talking about Trump talking about going to heaven. And also, it is said, and I believe, in my opinion, that those pictures are fake of Donald Trump they put out, and that Donald Trump just may not be here. Even the video is back in June. The video is back in June, and the pictures they have put out just may be fake. It's me, y'all. I just want to, I wore my new shades today, and I love them. So they Balenciaga shades. And I want to wear them on my live today because I love my new shades. Yes. I wore pink today. Y'all want to see what I got on? Hold on. I have on like a bodysuit like thing. Looking good, looking good, looking good. I can't help but to look good because God made me. Yes. Hello, Joan. How you doing? Hi. Hello, King Allen. How y'all doing today? Hello. Hello. How are y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? So we got a lot to cover. The world right now is disappointed in Donald Trump and mad with Donald Trump. Not just the Americans. All over the world are protesting Donald Trump and his regime. Vice President Harris, which I told you we got more on that. There's leaks about Epstein. More on Epstein and Governor Newsom. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live. I am Queen Lillie. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing very well. Hit that like button as you are coming in. Hit the like button right now, beautiful people. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can send me super chats and super stickers. Yes, you can send me super chats and super stickers. And in my description is my Venmo. So if you want to support me, you have Venmo. You can send me something through Venmo. And also, my PayPal link is in my description. So if you want to support me that way, you can. Okay? All right, all right, all right. I'm going to take good care of you because I come here and I give you what you want and give you what you need. Satisfaction guaranteed. That, baby, that's me. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay? Let me take a sip of water. How y'all doing?
California Governor Newsom continues to show leadership in light of the tangerine tyrant lacking it. Donald Trump announced today that he was ending the Secret Service protection detail for Kamala Harris. While presidents get lifelong protection from the Secret Service, vice presidents typically only get 6 months after the presidency. However, Joe Biden signed an extension to that order right before he left office. Out of pettiness, Donald Trump decided to circumvent that order and end her detail. This comes at a time when political violence is increasing, especially by the radical right. Today, news broke that California Governor Newsom has ordered the California Highway Patrol to serve as Kamala Harris's new protection detail.
When I tell you Governor Newsom is the absolute best, not only is he handsome, but he cares about the American people. And if VP Kamala Harris does not run again, he would definitely be running against Donald Trump, and he will be our next president. I love Governor Newsom. He's handsome. Trump is not handsome. He's got a nice body. Trump is a Michelin blimp. That's a win-win situation right there. Governor Newsom is everything we want and need. So this is something that was posted today, and it said, Commissioner Sean Doherty, the California Highway Patrol will offer security protection to Vice President Kamala Harris after Donald Trump revoked her Secret Service detail. He did. He revoked it. So this is what it's talking about. Donald Trump is a hater. What do we expect? He's a hater. He's very jealous. He's sick. And VP Kamala Harris' husband, Doug, is handsome and he's healthy. He's not overweight like Donald Trump. One moment, please. So we're going to hear more about VP Kamala Harris, okay?
We have some news right now. Vice President Kamala Harris will receive protection through the California Highway Patrol, according to the LA Times, after Donald Trump stripped her Secret Service protection, despite the fact that Joe Biden extended it 1 year. The California Highway Patrol has put in place a plan to protect her as though they would a dignitary visiting California. Now, obviously, a lot of people were concerned about the safety of Vice President Kamala Harris, given the fact that Donald Trump stripped her security protection just days before she's set to start her book tour across the country, despite the fact that President Biden extended her protection an extra year. It was supposed to end this summer, but now it was supposed to end next summer. Well, Trump ended it, meaning that she would not receive Secret Service protection starting on September 1st. The California Highway Patrol, though, will step in. She will be protected. There is nothing to worry about, at least right now. Spread the word so more people know. I'll do a full breakdown of this and more on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free.
Subscribe to Aaron Partners on YouTube. He's amazing. He's great. Nobody's doing it like him. I love watching his channel, and I want y'all to subscribe so you can get some of that good content, okay? Everything I show is fair use, great for educational purposes, great for great research, and great entertainment. What are we doing? We are doing research, everybody. Yeah, that's what we're doing, baby. Do y'all like my new shades? I love them. So, hold on. I love the Democratic Party. I'm a Democrat. But what I do not like, I'm sick of Chuck Schumer and I'm sick of Hakeem Jeffries. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries must go. They got to go. They're bringing down the Democratic Party. They're not doing anything to help us, so they need to go. I don't care if Hakeem is a black man. I'm a black woman. That I don't care. But what I care about is America becoming great again like it was under President Joe Biden and excellent under President Barack Obama. Wasn't that bad under Bush Jr. I like Bush Jr. I ain't crazy about the dead. I ain't crazy about Reagan. But America has a lot to take back that Donald Trump has taken from us. We must fight back. And for the Democratic Party to get ahead, they must get rid of Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. One moment.
Change is coming. Hardworking Texans feel it. Democrats feel it. And so do Republicans who are desperate to rig the system one more time to hold on to power. We are here today to testify against the naked power grab ordered by Trump himself. This redistricting scheme will disenfranchise hardworking Black and Latino communities that deserve to be heard. Texas Republican Party is corrupt to the core. Its spineless devotion to Donald Trump is on full display, with Greg Abbott being the prize pony. All that this blind loyalty to MAGA has brought to the people of Texas is trampled freedoms, liberties, and rights. Maps you draw are how corrupt your reasoning is to justify it. So do your worst, because that's what you're best at. A reckoning is coming, and the people of Texas will render it on November 3rd, 2026. Change is coming.
Change is coming, because if y'all noticed this past week, 4 Democrats, senators, and other positions have been filled that was once for the, for Republican. And they are taking over. Donald Trump is actually handicapped America. But the blessings are that those seats are being filled by Democrats. We're back. Hey, we're back, America. So Donald Trump wants to go to heaven, but God laughs at him. Jesus Christ laughs at him. He wants to try to get to heaven. What does Jesus do? He laughs in the face of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is too evil to even touch the gates of heaven. Donald Trump will bust HELL wide open. He's not going to heaven, MAGA. Sorry, baby. He's not going to heaven. And I'm being shady right now because I got my new sunglasses on. Got my new shades on, so I'm being shady. I can be that. Anyway, Donald Trump would not see heaven. So Trump is a demon. And let me show you why I say this. Oh, no, it's in Spanish. Sorry. So, this is what the rest of the world thinks of Donald Trump. That's the rest of the world, y'all. They're singing it to Donald Trump. They're disappointed in the president in a whole nother country. They're in a different country. They're not here in America, baby. No. The entire world is disappointed in Donald Trump. Yes, they are. So we leading over to the Jeffrey Epstein stuff now. So take a listen to this. Thousands of emails have been released. Hold on.
Breaking news, 100,000 emails were leaked that show a former Israel prime minister talking to Jeffrey Epstein about meeting with Peter Thiel. In case you guys aren't familiar with him, he's the guy that's trying to turn the United States into a surveillance state and a very good ally of Donald Trump. But look at these emails. The first one here is from the former Israel prime minister to Jeffrey Epstein saying, "Jeff, thanks. Peter Thiel could be very interesting, but I'm flying to Europe. Next time, best." He writes back, "I have Peter Thiel on the 19th in New York, if you like, as well as the former president of the Maldives." This next one is from the former Israel prime minister to an anonymous person saying, "Going to meet him for dinner tomorrow. He has to bring another person with him. I don't know who/why. I've met with him once in Davos some 2 years ago. Probably he doesn't even recall it. Let's see. I was told by the host of the dinner that we will probably spend it just talking about geopolitics. It's a first date. I think he's of huge potential to accelerate things by the sheer reputation he's got. No way it's a waste of time. Thus, I'm going to do it and we will see. I'll let you know." He's of course referring to Peter Thiel. We can confirm this by the other guy's response here saying, "Hi, I googled Peter Thiel. Seems to be a very interesting, smart, and active character. Did you meet him already?" This is a series of communications between the Israel prime minister and Jeffrey Epstein confirming that they met with Peter Thiel. But what's even more sinister is that in one of these documents they say, quote, "trying to arrange it so the security guys will not come with us to the island." None of this is speculation either. These emails have been confirmed, verified, and time-stamped. Remember, Donald Trump is working closely with Peter Thiel to turn the United States into a surveillance state. This should worry all of us. Major breaking news, 100,000 emails were leaked.
So, Donald Trump has ties with Israel. Epstein had ties with who? Israel. Peter Thiel, the one that's actually running Donald Trump right now has ties with Israel. Peter Thiel is the one that's running and pulling the strings over Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not intelligent enough to do the things that are being done. But who knows how to do it? Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is not even a true American. He's not from this country. Nor is Elon Musk. Donald Trump tends to listen to people that were not born in this country. And that's a problem. He don't realize he's doing the duties of a Putin and the people in Israel. It's not benefiting the American people what Donald Trump is doing. We're going to listen to some more handsome government Newsom, okay?
The damage firsthand to communities, this economy, our reputation.
Hit the like button,
to our
please.
Allies, the world we're trying to build. This is simply the most destructive and damaging individual in my lifetime that happens to be the President of the United States, and I need to be held to a higher level of accountability as governor. I've seen the damage firsthand to communities, this economy, our reputation, to our allies, the world we're trying to build. This is simply the most destructive and damaging individual in my lifetime that happens to be the President of the United States, and I need to be held to a higher level of accountability as governor. I see the damage.
Same as Newsom saying that he needs to be held to a higher level of accountability, Donald Trump should be held at a much higher level because he's the man in the Oval Office. But MAGA and the MAGA Republicans refuse to hold Donald Trump accountable. And for example, the Epstein files, they would not hold Donald Trump accountable for being in the Epstein files. They refuse to release the true files. They refuse to release the non-redacted Epstein files. What they have given to the Dems is not the true Epstein files. What they have given to the Dems is what I have pretty much shown you all on my channel. And that is not what Queen Summer Lee subpoenaed for their Democratic Party. It's not. The Dems are much smarter. They actually have the education. A vast majority of those Republicans, some ain't even finished high school, some don't have their GED, and some of them never graduate from a university or a local college of any of that. But because they're white, pearly skin, they think it's pearly. Because of their white skin, they have been given seats in the Senate and in the House. Why those black Democrats actually went to a university and graduate and have high IQ, while Donald Trump and his goonies in the MAGA Republican Party have low IQ. Some of them have not even finished high school. They didn't even go to a local college in their hometown nor a university. And that is, to me, DEI in the MAGA Republican Party. So we're going to take a listen of President Barack Obama, how he's breaking down old Donnie Boy. You know, Donnie Boy don't like President Barack Obama. President Barack Obama is high IQ, Donnie. Oh, wonder you don't like him.
Wants to be a dictator. He is emulating dictator policies, and we know this because he slurps up and glazes Vladimir Putin, who is a murderous dictator, and turns his nose up to our allies. But this is what he said this week.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
I maintained a very good relationship. I mean, you saw that when he got off his plane, I got off my
Trump
plane.
is a traitor.
There that you can't, you know, there's a decent feeling. And it's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Why is the President of the United States glazing up Vladimir Putin, where any other country would have arrested him on sight, any other democracy? And this man has to go on and on because he thinks they're friends, because Vladimir Putin knows how to get to his heart, which is superficial flattery. And in my opinion, he's got all kinds of bad shit on Trump. So Trump is his bitch.
Trump is the easiest MFer on
the easiest girl to come out of the clothes quickly is Trump.
On him, and he walks accordingly as long as you tell him he's a good boy. Vladimir Putin has, as a former
Trump
KGB
is
agent,
Putin's lapdog.
They are not fucking around Russia. They have a file and I think evidence and all sorts of compromising information on him, and they've had it for a very long time. All you need to know about who's in charge in that relationship is ever since the Alaska summit, Putin has escalated bombing. He has been more aggressive. He's putting American flags on Russian tanks. He is hitting American factories. If any other United States
won't say
president
anything
had
against
such a
Putin.
failure of a summit and had troops on their hands and knees greeting a murderous dictator, war criminal, and then the president was standing there clapping like a little seal, the mainstream media would not be able to recover. They would put so much pressure on Congress, articles of impeachment would eventually come out because they would rile up, and that is the appropriate response to what happened. But in MAGA, you have not just Trump that does all this shit, who's not even smart, not even likable, can't even apply his makeup, but the mass capitulation of so many other Americans.
Donald Trump is a drag queen. He wears makeup and a girdle
and Congress
and hair
not
pieces.
Checking this is so devastating and depressing, Pumps. It's
in my opinion.
Yes, it is devastating, especially when our allies, like every European leader, came running over because they're like, this man will sell out the farm. And here's one thing, we haven't heard about Greenland in a while, but I saw this and I thought, Okay, so we completely, as the United States of America, suck Putin's dick, but we're going to be mad at Greenland. Denmark has uncovered covert operations by the U.S. in Greenland. We are aware that foreign actors continue to show an interest in Greenland and its position.
Donald Trump and his goonies trying to take Greenland.
The fact we used to have very clear, like, if you're a murderous dictator, you're not an ally of the United States.
This is all for Elon Musk. This is all for Silicon Valley. They want the resources that are in Greenland. And you notice right after, even before he was sworn in, they started this shit. Because the Silicon Valley oligarchs, which we all know Hanks isn't running the country right now, Pops. No. We all know Hanks probably doesn't even know that's happening right there. That's why he's so easy to dog walk. He can be in a meeting with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk can be like, hey, yeah, I think that we need Greenland. And then Kevin O'Leary's like, yeah, you should make Canada the 51st state. And Hanks just telegraphs what everybody says to him. But this thing with Greenland is legit because the oligarchs want the resources, and I don't remember what they are, but they're natural resources that are abundant in Greenland. And they want to do a hostile takeover and rob and rape and pillage that land for them to make more money as though they don't already have enough, because that's not enough for them. They want this whole technology community where
hit the like button, you guys. Thank you.
By technology, that's what they want. That's what they're tearing up democracy for. And I want to remind everybody, I'm not a real big, you have to be born in America to be an American. I don't have all that shit, but MAGA's real into that. Yeah. And the people that are driving this, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, were not born in America. So you're literally handing over your country to foreign-born people, and you get your news from a foreign-born person. These are the things that they say are so important to them.
Thank you.
Real Americans. And yet I see the three people that have the most influence over the country and over their party right now: Rupert Murdoch, Peter Thiel, apparent botched penis surgery, Elon Musk. They're the ones who are dog walking all these people, kissing Putin, sending Trump out, sending Hanks out to do all this shit. But that Greenland shit is real. They want the shit that's in the dirt there.
Yeah, because they can't have enough. They're so incapable of being filled up. They just need more and more and more. Okay, so we've gone over on
the white man and his greed
many times about the dismal approval rating of Trump and how terrified he is of the midterms. So here he posts this, and I just thought, Donald Trump is fucking terrified of the midterms. He knows. Okay, I want you to read it because I love your dramatic reading.
The Republican Party is doing really well. Millions of people have joined us in our quest to make America.
We're going to skip to the President Barack Obama part, y'all, okay?
Election and Trump, President of the United States of America.
What a fucking thrilled about the midterms. Why would he be militarizing blue cities? It's because he is scared. And we very rarely hear from former presidents about what's going on in a new administration. But Barack Obama has come out and he has said, from Barack Obama, this interview, which is called "Trump is Building His Own Paramilitary Force," he says, which is also available to listen to as a podcast, provides a useful overview of some of the dangerous trends we've been seeing in recent months regarding federalization and militarization of state and local police functions. And I'm glad that he finally did this, because people need to understand this is the means to an end for Donald Trump. This is the means to an end to stay in office and fuck up the election integrity of the midterms, because this motherfucker will cheat, lie, steal to stay in power, assuming he's still alive.
This is the thing. Trump governs through executive order because his policies are so unlikable that it's hard for him to
And the thing is, he governs through executive order, you guys, but a lot of it is illegal. It is. Why you think Alligator Alcatraz is shut down? Illegal.
Go to the picture. Go back to the same picture. Right there.
This picture.
Look at the date.
Look at the date, y'all.
And then
Donald Trump may not be alive. Look at the pictures carefully. That's not Trump. That is not Donald Trump. And the dates are old dates.
So this is the same car, and this is posted in 2019.
The photos from 2019. There's even photos from 2022 they're using.
He's spotted. He's spotted. This is old.
Bro, I knew I saw that picture. September 28th.
All their pictures are showing of Donnie and videos are old. And one of them is not him.
He's dead. He's dead. He's at the end.
Donald Trump may not be alive, y'all.
Texas working. High five. Oop. This is the same.
When I find out for sure, I'm going to celebrate.
Right?
This is 20.
Same girl. Crazy.
Look.
Go to the picture. Go back to the same picture.
I have more to show y'all. Donald Trump just may honestly be unalive. But the MAGA Republican Party, they're trying to hoodwink us. Because they're probably going to still sign his name on things because they're crooks. The entire MAGA Republican Party are a bunch of crooks. So this is a disturbing poll that shows half of all of Republicans would still support Trump if they learned he was a child ex-abuser. And that is sad. So if somebody does something to your children and take advantage of them in the bedroom, so you don't have a problem with it, MAGA, do you? MAGA wouldn't have a problem with it because they too are that way. They are people that essay others, apparently. If you don't have a problem with Trump doing it. And that's sad. You're disgusting, MAGA. Hit the like button, please. Come on now. So there's an article about it. And it said those were just the ones bold enough to admit this to a pollster. Okay, this is from Right Wing Watch. Cringe poll, 47% of Republicans would still back Trump even if he's implicated in Epstein's sex crimes. This is the MAGA's cult moral collapse laid bare. A July 2025 Ledger poll asked GOP voters if they support Trump if he was officially tied to Jeffrey Epstein's horrific trafficking ring. Nearly half said it wouldn't change their vote. And let's be real, this number is likely way higher. Who admits to a pollster they're back a pedo? MAGA. Still, the stigma around such vile crimes in the MAGA movement has been eroded by years of MAGA cult loyalty, where Trump can do no wrong. This just isn't blind alliances. It's a dangerous normalization of depravity. The Epstein case, with its elite cover-ups and child victims, such should be a line no one crosses. Donald Trump has crossed the line several times, and MAGA continues to support a pedo, in my opinion. Meaning even more might still back him. Younger GOP voters, 18 to 34, were likely to waver, 61%, but older ones, 55 plus. A whopping 58% wouldn't budge. That means they would still vote for Donald Trump, even if there's evidence that he is a pedo. This is what happens when a party worships a man over morality. The MAGA machine has desensitized them to evil, making pedos just another political attack to brush off. This is a wake-up call. The GOP isn't just a party. It's a cult excusing the inexcusable. We must fight this moral decay and hold leaders accountable. There's no exceptions. Donald Trump is not an exception. If he take advantage of little girls, he should be accountable. But is he still alive? Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know so I can celebrate. Because if he's gone, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Okay, Trump, Pam, Bundy, and Vance, and Patel. Let me show you this. This is humorous. I got to give you some laugh and giggle sometime, baby. Yes, I do. Oh, hold on. Whoa. That's okay. Let me start it over because the big rat is Donald Trump. He's a snitch. He snitched on Jeffrey Epstein allegedly. Well, that's what his friend said. Pam Bundy, Cash Patel, and jdvance is that big fat cat. Donald Trump is the rat. JD is the big fat cat, and then Cash Patel and Pam Bundy. Look at Donnie. He called the feds on Jeffrey Epstein, which I'm glad he did, but he just as guilty as Epstein. He's all over the Epstein files, and he had the FBI to redact him from those files, y'all. If you're innocent and you haven't done anything to children or other women, taking advantage of them, you wouldn't ask your name to be redacted. Only a guilty person would do that. And that is Dunny Boy, Donald J. Trump. Hit that like button, please. Yesterday, the White House showed old photos and videos to manipulate the American people of Donnie. Old photos and videos of Donald Trump. Those are not recent photos and videos of him, no. One moment, please.
You can see here, Trump is dead, Trump died, President Vance, where's Donald Trump? Now, that
I don't believe he's alive.
Because Donald Trump had no public event scheduled all weekend. It had not been seen publicly since Tuesday.
And those photos and videos are old that they are showing.
Trump's hands. Now, as a proof of life, as a sign of life, this video got released.
Listen carefully. Subscribe to Keith Edwards on YouTube. Old video.
That video is very old. That video is from June 28th, 2025, and it is August 30th, baby. So there's a lot of questions being asked now about what is
it's now August the 31st.
Where is Donald Trump, and why is the White House posting old videos? Now, someone has said that TMZ has posted this video, this picture here of Donald Trump.
And it has been said it is old as well.
Kai. Now, someone else wrote, alive, yes, well, not so much. Would be great if the mainstream press would do some serious reporting on this, because if you look at Donald Trump here, now, this is a picture of the president.
It's a picture of him, but the thing is, y'all, it has been said that the pictures and videos are old. Why would the MAGA Republican Party, if they're honest people, post old videos and pictures of Donald Trump? And it is against the law to sign somebody's signature without their permission. And y'all know Dunny wouldn't give him that permission. He's too selfish. He has to be the only star in the room. He's the ugliest star in the room, but he has to be the only star in the room. He don't want Cash Patel or the others signing his name. No, Dunny is too selfish for that. Uh-oh. Lucifer, the Antichrist right there. They all going to HULL. Donald Trump is the Antichrist, in my opinion. They're making the same statement. Yeah, all right, all right, all right. How y'all doing today, beautiful kings and queens?
It is never about law and order. It is always about white supremacy. And speaking of white supremacy, Stephen Miller.
Hit the like button, please. Get me to 100 likes.
It is a domestic extremist organization.
Thank you.
It is an entity devoted exclusively to the defense of hardened criminals, gangbangers, and illegal alien,
Well, that's who Donald Trump
killers, and
is.
terrorists.
Gangbangers. Gangbangers. This dude is the spokesperson for white supremacy. He is struggling to string sentences together. Stephen Miller appeared on Fox News to continue
Now,
his
Stephen Miller
duty of
is not
scaring
high
the old
IQ.
white people who watch
Peter
Sean
Thiel,
Hannity
I think
by
he
telling
is.
them how dangerous our cities are in the U.S.
Look at Chicago. They've shut down the police department. They've handcuffed law enforcement, and as President Trump says, they have turned the streets of Chicago.
They are no
into
worse than the
bloody killing
J6ers
field.
Bloody killing fields.
who attack
As
police.
usual, there is
But they
zero
claim they
evidence
love the
to
blue.
support anything that Stephen Miller is saying. In Chicago, homicides are down over 30%, and violent crime
Down
overall is
30%
down over
in DC.
20% when compared to this time last year. DC earlier this year hit a 30-year low, with violent crime dropping 35% when compared to 2023. All this is the same old story. White politicians fear-mongering, claiming
Yep,
they need to be
true.
tough on crime, but just ending up being unrepentant perpetuators of systemic racism in the U.S. Whether it's the law and order of Nixon, Reagan's war on drugs, Clinton's mid-90s crime bill, or the illegal aliens of the Trump era, it is the perpetuation of white supremacy. Stephen Miller, Trump, and all of MAGA have to keep repeating these outlandish falsehoods over and over and over again to justify erecting actual concentration camps and sending federal troops into our cities. The people living in parts of Chicago, D.C., and other major U.S. cities who are disproportionately experiencing violent crime tend to be neighborhoods of color, and they would love if the federal government would actually help them. Actual help looks like gun control, anti-violence intervention, investing in economic stability, education, healthcare, mental health treatment. Sending in the National Guard does nothing. But just like with immigration, MAGA does not want to address any of the core issues that are underlying violent crime. They want to keep offering solutions that they know will not work so they can keep scaring white people into voting for them. And the fact that so many of these MAGA voters will believe
Hit
a
the like
white
button.
criminal
Thank you.
before they will ever believe the black mayors of Chicago or DC tells you everything you need to know about the role white supremacy is playing here. It is never about law and order. It is always about white supremacy. And speaking of white supremacy,
Thank you, Queen. She's saying what I've been saying the whole time. The white man is more dangerous than Chicago people. J6ers stormed the Capitol, tore it up, bust out windows, jumped on the officers, on a live song, put some in the hospital, planned to unalive Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Vice President Mike Pence. You can't tell me nothing about crime when you got a criminal sitting in the Oval Office, if he's still alive. Don't come telling me nothing about brown people nor black people when y'all the biggest criminals running around here. J6ers, felons. Donald Trump pardoned them. Why? Because he's a felon and they're white. Only because they're white. If you're white, he thinks you better. That is not true at all. Donald Trump's low IQ. President Barack Obama high IQ. Better. President Joe Biden high IQ. Better. More experienced than Donald Trump. The felon. 34 count felon. Just may be unalive. Yes. It's in Spanish. Sorry, I apologize. So I'm going to show y'all something and I'm going to read it to you. It's about Trump. Yeah. Trump will fall. Hopefully he has fallen into a casket somewhere. So I'm going to show you this and I'm going to read it to you. It has been said that Donald Trump is not alive. If so, let's celebrate. Celebration time. Come on. So it said America the day after the fall of Trump. Trump will fall. He will go into history as the greatest shame and failure of America's political system. His government will also go into history as a disgusting example of unbridled corruption, and greed. In the days following his loss, there may be violence from both sides. All right. The anger and resentment could easily bubble over into riots. America will survive this, and eventually the healing will begin. Truths hidden by the deceit and corruption will become known. They need to dig up his wife and see what's in there. Because, they buried her ashes. She was cremated. But that casket had to have 10 men to carry it. So therefore, what is in that casket of his first wife? Dig her body up and see what's in that casket. Truths hidden by his deceit and corruption will become known. Although many will deny his guilt, most people will eventually recognize the truth. They will become quiet, softly mumbling like the Germans after World War II. They'll say, I just did not know. That's what the MAGA Republicans are going to say. They won't want to talk about it. 10 years post-Trump, it will be difficult to meet anyone who will admit that they actually voted for Donald Trump, the monster, the Antichrist. I wholeheartedly look forward to that. In my eyes, I consider Donald Trump the Antichrist. Yes, I do. The regime is prepared to do whatever it takes to hold on to power. We are ready to do whatever it takes to stop them. I'm ready. We need to win the midterm by any means possible. Any means necessary, y'all. Because Donald Trump them are doing any means necessary. So you got to beat them at their game. Listen, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. We ain't got time for your BS. So we're going to listen to some more Epstein right quick before I get up out of here, okay? Ooh, we got a lot of Epstein stuff. I may not be able to show everything today because I got to get out of here. I'm going to eat.
I have been doing a lot of reading about Jeffrey Epstein's wealth. I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole. Let's just quickly go back to the beginning. As a young man, Epstein scammed his way into a teaching job at an elite private high school, despite not having any qualifications.
Hit the like button. Get me to 100, please.
One wealthy father of some students at the school liked Epstein and connected him with Alan Greenberg, who was the CEO of the investment bank Bear Stearns. Greenberg hired Epstein for an entry-level role, and Epstein really quickly rose to a position where he was responsible for helping the ultra-wealthy avoid taxes. I mean, I know that's what all these guys do, but that's what Epstein's
definitely Donald Trump. He won't even show his taxes.
In 1981, he ostensibly resigned from his position at Stearns after a scandal involving insider trading. But really, he was still managing money for them. The Paradise Papers, that's a major leak of documents from Appleby, a financial firm that also helps the ultra-wealthy hide their money in offshore accounts, revealed that Epstein ran a mysterious corporation.
That's why him and Trump was friends.
By Bear Stearns.
And other things, pedos.
From 2001 to 2007. Liquid Funding was one of Applebee's clients, headquartered in the Bahamas to avoid U.S. regulations and taxes. The offshore accounts are shady as fuck, but it's also just normal rich people stuff. It's what Liquid Funding dealt in specifically that's interesting to me.
Hit the like button, you guys. Thank you.
Backed securities. That's investments backed by home loan debts. That is the same kind of financial maneuvering that caused the 2008 financial crisis. Liquid Funding was among the first to use this dangerous strategy. And Epstein ran the fund on paper until 2007, which also lines up with his first legal issues for all the awful stuff we really know his name for. He first faced charges in 2006. And
it has been said that Donald Trump snitched on him.
Near immunity and just 18 months in prison, where he's allowed to leave for 12 hours a day to run his non-profit foundation.
I want to know what he was doing. Did my battery die? No, hold on. I wonder what happened. Hold on.
Meanwhile, the financial dealings of Liquid Funding and firms like it resulted in the whole, bank collapse thing. Bear Stearns is at the center of it all, and 2 execs are indicted for lying to investors, including one named Major Investor Number 1. But the government doesn't have enough evidence to fully get these 2 executives, so they make a deal with Major Investor Number 1, also known as
billionaire investor Jeffrey Epstein, though he's just spent the last year in a Palm Beach, Florida prison for approaching teenage girls for sex. He's now a free
He
man
actually
after
had
6 months.
STX
Was
with
shaved
them.
off of his sentence. Why?
But the
He's
MAGA
helping the
Republicans got him a
government,
lesser
reportedly
charge.
here, build its case against former Bear Stearns
Trump's
hedge fund
attorney
managers
Blanche.
Ralph Cioffi and Matthew Tannen.
Sorry, so YouTube only allows videos up to 3 minutes long, and I've got a lot more to say about Epstein's allies.
Not
in all of
Blanche,
this,
it was
so
another,
please
I'm
check
sorry.
out part 2 on our channel. I have been doing a lot of reading about
Jeffrey Epstein didn't have the education. Like I told you, white people, they don't be having the education. They be given jobs. Black people have to actually have the education. And then y'all want to label them DEI. DEI is more the MAGA Republicans. Because they don't be having the education that black people have. And they get the jobs, girl. Yeah. One moment, please. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, in my opinion. All right, all right, all right. Did I just show this? Hold on, because I don't want to mess around and show y'all something I showed y'all already. Well, I'm going to read something to you. It says, Epstein phone directory from his computer contains 14 phone numbers for Donald Trump, including emergency numbers, car numbers, and numbers to Trump's security guard and houseman. Donald Trump had 14 phone numbers. Is he pushing P? Is he pushing C? Is he pushing crack, baby? Don't you cry, crack, baby? What was he pushing to have 14 numbers? That sounds like a dealer, in my opinion. But it wasn't a dealer. See, trafficking is something big, too. It's probably more profitable than the street rugs. Trump, were you pushing P, baby? 14 numbers? That sounds like a dealer. But trafficking is a lot more profitable. I wouldn't want any part in it. But Jeffrey Epstein, his best friend, was involved in it. And it's been said by his biographer that Trump was involved as well.
Now he says if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support, you're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke.
Yep,
you
he's
are
fat.
stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are.
Hit the like button, you guys. Thank you.
Honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were. When we look back in history, we will see Trump as a scam artist.
Yep, I look at him as a scam artist now.
Vehicle for this rather than the other way around. We were not the vehicle for Trump. Trump was the vehicle for all of us. Your supporters stuck with you through everything. Stormy Daniels, the Steele dossier, the impeachments, the insurrection. I mean, his supporters stuck with him through everything, even his failures. He says they will never learn. It's like, hey, dumbass, your supporters stuck by you through everything. What do you mean? They didn't fall for all that stuff. This is real, and now people are mad. He says the weaklings are doing the Democrats' work. I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this
If you
matter.
ask
Hey,
questions, that's what he
Hey,
says.
fuck you, fat ass. Really? I'm so sick of this. He thinks he's so funny. You're not funny. You're a joke.
Trump is a
Thank you
joke.
for your attention to this matter. You are a fucking cornball, okay? And now he says if you're not on board...
Trump is a cornball. Donnie is a joke. It's said and alleged he wears a pamper. He wears a catheter, one in the front and one in the back. Dang, Donnie. Oh, you be getting off with that in your back, aren't you, honey? You little nasty boy. Grinder. We will never stop talking about the Epstein files. Donald Trump, Kash Patel, and Pam Bundy would love for us to shut up about Epstein, but we're not. We're going to continue talking about Donald Trump and Epstein every day.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
I'm going to say something that some people might get upset about, but I'll say it anyway. Has anyone looked more guilty? I'm not a conspiracy kind of guy. I'm a scientist by training, geophysicist. Go back 60 years all the way to JFK. I haven't believed in a single conspiracy theory except for this one in America. There was a guy, Jeffrey Epstein, and a lot of his friends were involved with what he did, including that guy, Donald Trump. Why do I think that? Because he's rich, he's powerful, he's never believed that the rules of society apply to him. He has zero impulse control. And what hasn't he been accused of when it comes to matters like this that hasn't come to light later as being true?
Give me to 100 likes, y'all. Hit the like button, please.
In Moscow, in his teen beauty pageant, he would run into those dressing rooms and scare those girls so much that their moms
Thank you.
Stand outside.
I need more likes, everybody.
He talked openly of his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, praised
Thank you
for his taste in women, even though, yeah, he admitted they might be on the younger side.
Thank you.
And to this day, even though she's in prison, he continues to say kind words about Ghislaine Maxwell. I find it ironic that one of the big things that animated MAGA was the idea that when Trump would be elected, this vast network of the elite engaging in you-know-what would be revealed. Donald Trump might do terrible things to their life, like he's taking away their health care right now. But this evil secret, he would open it up for all to see. I think it's ridiculous to believe that there's a vast network of elites engaging in this, but Jeffrey Epstein, he's real. His friends, they're real too. And it's ironic and tragic that MAGA got conned. That the guy they thought would be the great revealer, yeah, he's one of the perpetrators.
Are you still talking?
Donnie is one of the perpetrators, MAGA. Did you not hear what he said? Your savior is a perpetrator in the Epstein files. That Pam Bundy had 1,000 FBI agents to redact Donald Trump out of the Epstein files. Why? Because Donald Trump is guilty, in my opinion. Because if you're not guilty, you would not be asking to have their name and anything about you redacted out of any files. Only the guilty does that, Mac. Only the guilty, baby. Yeah. So I'm going to read something to you. And it says, Trump by the numbers. All right. Let me take a sip of water because it's a lot to read right here. Hit that like button, beautiful kings and queens. Get me to 100. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, baby. Do it to me, right? Come on, baby. Hit the like button. Take your time. We ain't got time today. You can't take your time. Okay, so it says 7 times Trump flew on Epstein's plane. All right. 97 times pleaded the filth. 34 count, his 34 felony convictions. 91 criminal charges. Donnie, yeah. 26 actual assault allegations. 6 bankruptcies. 5 draft deferments. 4 indictments. 2 impeachments. 2 convicted companies. They can no longer own a charity in New York, y'all. They took money from a cancer charity. Yes, him and his family. 2 convicted companies. 1 fake university shut down. It was fake. 1 fake charity shut down that I just mentioned. Yeah, Danny and his family in New York. $25 million fraud settlement. $5 million actual abuse verdict. $2 million fake charity abuse judgment. $25 million fraud settlement. $93 million actual abuse judgments. 400 plus million fraud judgments. Where they do that at? Donnie, Where they do that at? The MAGA Republican Party. They're criminals. Hardcore criminals. It's a shame and a scandal. Uh-oh, I got it on mute.
It is. Yes, Bill Clinton and Donald Trump knew Epstein. It is well documented. But are there really tapes of them doing, what they should not be doing?
They nasty.
Well, in 2016, a seasoned reporter
hit the like button,
Maxwell
beautiful
into
kings and
confirming
queens.
the existence of those very tapes. This is not a new story, and yet a lot of us had not heard it. So thank you to the person who commented. I do actually read those. And if you have suggestions for a story, let me know. So this is
I need 11 more likes. Come on.
The CBS show 60 Minutes. He met with Maxwell, and he had a hunch that she had these tapes. Ira did something that I actually used to do with my children.
Thank you.
When they did something wrong, and I knew they did, but I needed them to admit it. I didn't ask, did you do this? I said, well, why did you do this? It saved a lot of time. So Rosen acted on a hunch. There was a theory that Epstein had these tapes, but it was never confirmed. But instead of asking Maxwell if there were tapes, he said, I want the tapes. I know he was recording everybody. He being, of course, Epstein.
Thank you.
Reportedly, Maxwell acted in a manner described as stern. She pointed her finger and said, I am the daughter of a press baron. I know how you people think. If you do one side, you must do the other. If you get the tapes on Trump, you have to do Clinton. To which Rosen replied, I will.
We don't care if they
go
get
wherever
Clinton.
the story goes.
He shouldn't have done it.
Apparently was. I think we would have heard about it, if during the campaign season, the tapes, I think we would have heard. Yeah, I didn't miss that, did I? So she did, in fact, confirm their existence.
Thank you, King Keith. I'm going to read it in a moment, okay?
Yes, Bill Clinton and Donald Trump knew Epstein. It is.
We all know Bill Clinton and Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Now, Bill didn't ask to have anything redacted. I guess he ain't got no shame in the game. I guess he said, I'm old now. Sad, but it's true. Okay, King Keith Golden says, I don't know why y'all blame Trump. He doing what the G4 convention did to him. Told him to do. Oh, well, you don't have to do wrong to people because somebody's telling you to do wrong. Let's say somebody tell me to go kick down Donald Trump's door at the White House. I'm not going to go do it. You don't have to do wrong because you're being told. I'm going to read King Keith super chat again. He says, I don't know why y'all blame Trump. He doing what the G4 convention told him to do. Well, the G4 convention is a bigger center than Trump, apparently. But Donald Trump is going to bust HELL open so wide. He can forget about moving that tongue talking about heaven. Because when he even attempt to enter the pearly gates of heaven, God going to tell him, I don't hear a reprobated mind. God don't listen to a reprobated mind. He don't even see Donald Trump. Bye. Gone to HELL, Donnie. Bye.
Over $1 billion, over 4,000 wire transfers. Jeffrey Epstein. Trump's DOJ buried it, but Senator Ron Wyden just blew it wide open. He got access to a classified Treasury file, and what he found is one of the biggest financial smoking guns of the entire Epstein case. Watch this.
I never expected 4,000 wire transfers through one bank. Is $1 billion in total. We showed that this was not a kind of flashy one-off, and we assume that much of what is in those wire transfers, the details, involves activity in sex trafficking.
Let me repeat that. 4,000 transfers, one bank, over $1 billion. Flagged by banks connected to sex trafficking, and the Trump administration wants to just sit on it. But Senator Wyden is calling on the DOJ to act, and if they don't, we need to. Blow this up, share this video, make sure you go to Senator Wyden's page and watch the full clip, and make sure you're following
Senator
me for
Wyden,
updates,
please go check out his clip.
Again. Over $1 billion, over 4.
Donnie got dirty hands, baby. His hands ain't clean in any form. He hates black and brown people. He just may be a Epi boy. He just may be, in my opinion, I think he is, a pedo. That's who Donald Trump is, MAGA.
First, when they were running, it was we were going to release the files. Then it's Pam Bondi saying the files are on my desk and we're reviewing all the thousands of hours of video, etc. Then it's there's nothing to see in the files. Then it's there are no files. And now it's the files were created by Obama and Hillary. First, when they were running, it was we were going to release the files. Then it's Pam Bondi saying the files are on my desk and we're reviewing all the thousands of hours of video, etc. Then it's there's nothing to see in the files. Then it's there are no files. And now it's the files were created by Obama and Hillary. First, when they were running.
You're being joked about, Donnie. You're an embarrassment. Pam Bondi, you're made a joke daily.
It was a large pedophile ring that was being operated to make this work. And the belief was that Donald Trump was the savior, that he was going to save them.
That's MAGA, they
from this
dumb.
group. And the only thing keeping him from doing it was the deep state. And so immediately when Pam Bondi came out and said that she didn't support it, she became the deep state. She's now been leveraged or blackmailed or somehow or another.
That's what MAGA thinks.
Roped into this group. By the way, I'm not even doing justice to how good of a job that this was explained to me. And again, I had to keep interrupting family members who didn't want to hear it or some who got up and left. And I realized how this theory can begin to become isolating, how it can begin to move them into a...
That theory is all in MAGA's head, that everything is make-believe, that the Dems are doing it. Bill Clinton is a Democrat, so okay. But Donnie is the most dirtiest one. If you got to be redacted out of some files, you're the biggest criminal. Donald Trump has 34 felonies. Bill Clinton does not have 34 felonies, y'all. No, he doesn't. Donald Trump is the biggest criminal in America. Let's see what King Keith's talking about. King Keith says, let you guys in on something. Trump is going to crash the economy and raise the price of goods 4 to 8 times value. Baby, you ain't lying, my king. You're not lying. You're telling the truth, my love. Y'all better listen to King Keith because he knows the truth. Don't doubt what he's saying.
Comparing some similarities and differences between Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump is fascinating. Gaetz is accused of having sex with minors. Trump is accused of having sex with minors. Gaetz is accused of paying for sex. Trump paid for sex and tried to hide it. Gaetz denied allegations about him and young girls. Trump bragged about watching young girls undress without consent. Gaetz is accused of sexual abuse. Trump owes E. Jean Carroll almost $89 million for his sexual abuse and lying about it. Republicans blocked Gaetz from becoming Attorney General. Republicans blocked us from finding out more about the Epstein case, which includes Donald Trump. Gaetz essentially got booted from Washington and went home to Florida. Hopefully, someday, this felon should get booted from Washington and go home to Florida, or better yet, to jail. Do you agree?
I second it. I agree with everything he said. I second it. I second it. I second it. I agree. He got to go. You can't stay. You got to go. You dirty little ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas. Donnie gots to go. I agree with everything he said. One moment, please. I'm going to get off in a minute because I'm behind on schedule.
President Trump dismissing the interest now in the Epstein case.
I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
And distancing himself from the convicted sex offender, as the president's been doing for years.
I had a falling out with him a long time ago.
In the Oval Office in 2019, making clear his feelings on Epstein at that point.
I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan.
There's no evidence the president is connected to any of Epstein's crimes. We do know
That's
the
a
two
lie.
did have a relationship. The president acknowledging both men crossed paths in Palm Beach back in the 90s. NBC News archival video from 1992 shows the president with Epstein at a Mar-a-Lago party alongside cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Mr. Trump greeting guests, including Epstein.
Come on in. Go inside.
The two chatting and gesturing to those in front of them. At one point, it appears Mr. Trump leans over and tells Epstein she's hot. The video, taken more than a decade before Epstein's plea deal, which made him register as a sex offender in Florida. Between 1993 and 1997, flight logs, released in the trial of Epstein's now convicted associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, show Mr. Trump flew on Epstein's plane multiple times. In 2002, Mr. Trump told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." Adding, "It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." Epstein claiming to author Michael Wolff in 2017 that the two men were at one time very close. There's no other evidence they were that friendly, and the two ended up having a falling out in 2004, according to people who spoke with the Washington Post.
But he still had a membership at Mar-a-Lago. And they were still being seen together.
The friendship ended, though he didn't specify why.
The reason doesn't make any difference, frankly.
Of course, President Trump is not the only powerful person who spent time with Epstein. Former President Bill Clinton, former VP Al Gore.
But you can't say President Barack Obama did it, because he didn't. No. Nor did President Joe Biden. They didn't hang out with Epstein. See, high IQ people, they're not into stuff like that. No. One moment, please. Not at all. Who wants to be a nasty boy? Who wants to do the nasty things to children? Only pedos and people that hung around Donnie. Donnie is a bad man. There's no good in him at all. Let me see. Lord, I got to get out of here. I saved so much stuff to show y'all. I can't show you. It's too much. Excuse me. Well, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming to my live, but I'm going to have to get out of here because I got to go eat. It's Sunday and I need to eat. I love you. Thank you for blessing me. Enjoy this day. Have an amazing dinner. And always remember, I love you. We go together real bad. I got what you want. I got what you need. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's me giving it to you, baby. I love you.